Have you guys ever heard Mazda 3 with no exhaust on it from the cat back? Because today you're going to. What is going on, guys? Today we got a brand new video with the Mazda 3. Now, it's a little unexpected to do something like this. I normally don't do anything like this, but today we're going to be doing a full revamp of the exhaust that's on the car right now. So you guys don't know this, but I know this. It's had a leak for a long time, and it had a leak when we first installed it. Just so you guys know what I'm talking about, my Mazda 3, the 2-liter, has a Cork Sport catback exhaust on it. It's been on the car for almost 4 years now. It's definitely been 3 years, and when we first installed it, this was way back when I didn't know how to do anything, so my dad did it for me when I was at work. And then I noticed that, or I brought it into the shop when I was at high school, and we found an exhaust leak, and we did like a little bit of muffler like concrete around it, and I can still hear, and this was a long time ago, I think I replaced one of the gaskets like maybe a year after the fact, but it definitely still leaks. I can hear it. It just, you can hear the leak in the exhaust when you turn off the car, when you give it a rev, and just when you're driving it in general. So I got a full new hardware kit from Cork Sport themselves. They sent it out to me. I got three gaskets, I hope. Yeah, I got 3 gaskets, and I got all the hardware with it too. So basically today the objective is to lift the car up really high, and then we're going to take out the entire exhaust, realign it, clean it up, get all that muffler concrete out, and then put the new gaskets in, and hopefully we won't get a leak, and hopefully it will sound a little bit better. So let's go ahead, get straight in to installing this. So I think the first thing I want to do is just jack this up and just see if I can kind of access everything without having to jack up the front. I should have enough room. I'm a pretty slim boy, so I'm going to go ahead, jack up the rear, and see how much room we can get. And then I can show you guys everything underneath. A few exhaust hangers in here. Our first connection is right there. Might have to lift up the front too. I'm not going to have much room in here. So our first connection is just before the rear subframe. There's a hanger right in the middle. That one's going to be a pain in the dick. And there's a hanger back here which will be easy to probably take off. Bolts are really rusty though. It'll be interesting. I'm going to work on taking the rear off, and then we'll kind of go from there. Don't have much room, but let's see what we can do. Because we're so far on the ground, I don't know if you guys can hear me that well. Let's see if we can aggravate these and get them loose. The first objective is to see if we can get these bolts undone. If not, then I'll be taking this to a lift, because there's no way in hell. I don't know how tight these are. I don't know anything about them. Oh, those are on there, dude. Wow. Oh, there's so much rust. Ah. Ah. Oh, my ears. Dude, what? I just finished removing that first part that I was trying to take out. Bolts were incredibly rusty, and they were so rusty to the point where I snapped one. So if any of you guys are running a Cork Sport exhaust, whether it's Mazda speeds or Mazda 3s, suggest taking it off once in a while, or go with a different provider that won't rust to the point where I'm snapping bolts off to get these out. Like I legitimately was trying to loosen it and it just snapped, which makes it easier for me. But this is kind of BS if you ask me. So snap bolts, I mean, it happens, but could make it better. So I managed to finally get the first piece out. Once we get the next piece, which I believe is the muffler portion of the exhaust, we're gonna do a little start, and we're gonna do starts as we start removing stuff. And then the mega start is when the whole exhaust is removed, because then it will just be basically a catless or cat backless Mazda 3. But there's this portion. No cracks on the weld or anything, which I'm pleased with, because I know these have had issues before with the cheap welds, but I'm thankful that I've gotten at least one piece out. So after about an hour of just being pissed off about this whole thing, finally managed to get the second section out, which means we can do a startup. This gasket has been replaced before, like I mentioned, and it's absolutely shredded. I don't know if they're using cheap gaskets or what's going on. I think this is where the leak was coming from. One of the bolts were a little loose, but still at that point falling apart. So let's go ahead and pull it out. So here's your cold start with basically no exhaust on the car. I'm just gonna say it now, guys. Please don't straight pipe your Mazda 3s. Cool, it's loud and all, but that is absolutely disgusting. Alright guys, and after that disastrous sound, approximately about 4 hours later, I've finally taken the entire exhaust out. I got stuck at this piece where it comes down from the first cat. One bolt came off and then the second one came off. I don't know which one it was. It was one of these guys. It was disastrous. I would definitely suggest taking it out once in a while just to make sure everything's, you know, loose and stuff. These gaskets are definitely torn. That could have been my issue, but I've also seen better gaskets beforehand. So now that this entire thing is finally out, I'm gonna go ahead and clean up all the joint spots. And then once that's done, we can start putting it back in. Don't know if I'm gonna make it all today, just because it's getting quite dark now. Or at least it's like 5 o'clock. I've got 2 more hours to do this, so we'll see. But yeah, here you are. I'm gonna go take a shit now. I was also just inspecting the welds, and in a couple welds, they weren't cracked, but I noticed a couple holes in them, so I guess you could say they were cracked. So basically my whole review of this after 4 years is it's not long lasting at all. I'm quite disappointed, must you say. I think I might get a little bit of backlash on it just because I haven't treated this properly, but I mean, hell, you could go out the speed out there. It's been in rusty Alberta for years. The car's rusty, the bolts probably come undone, and none of the OEM welds are probably shot. So you pay good money and you know, you expect to have an ease, right? I'm gonna see if I can find something to patch those up, and then we'll go ahead and put this back together. Alright friends, so it's absolutely dark out right now. Apologize about that last bit if you couldn't say anything. After a disastrous long day, I have finally put everything back together. I have a little information for you guys that I want you to know. Once we do a little start video, everything is all tightened down and ready to go. So I'm going to do a little cold-ish start and see if she sounds a little bit better. I'm not expecting much because of the thing that we will chat about, but let's go ahead. So I think the question I'm going to ask myself is, did I waste my time today? I'm going to say yes and no. I think the main focus was to hear that car without an exhaust, and that was basically like why I filmed today's video, and I think that was pretty cool, so I hope you guys enjoyed that. But on the other hand, obviously I had to address some issues, and there was another issue. I don't know if I brought it up about the leak. It's a very long day, I forget, my apologies. Found the main issue. So where the pipe comes down, where there's the cat, and then it goes into the pipe that goes along, that one little pipe that I showed you guys, which is supposed to be the cat, the second cat. Where it comes down and connects to that pipe, there's a leak right here, and what I noticed, and there's always been a leak there. Ever since we first ever did this, there's always been a leak. And what I noticed was where the pipe connects to it, there's underneath, there's just the hairpin of open space where it's leaking. New gaskets, new hardware and everything. I could not get rid of that space no matter how hard I tried. So I tried a few things. I took the pipe, I put it face down to see if it was flat, and I noticed it was moving. Normally when you put something flat, especially a big piece of metal that, you know, should stay flat, you wouldn't be able to roll it, but this was moving. It was not flat, it was like warped. So I do believe that since there's always been a leak there, I believe this is a manufacturing issue. Could be my issue as well. Could be my fault. I'm not sure, but like I said, I know there's been a leak there since day one, ever since we put it in. I know my dad did it properly. I know that spot was done properly. As for the future with that whole exhaust, I think I'm just gonna get that part welded on so it doesn't leak anymore. So I can't stand the leaks and everything. But on the other hand, it was cold and it was a shitty day, to say the least. But anyways, enough of the negatives. I hope you guys enjoyed that straight part pipe. If you guys enjoyed today's video, make sure to hit that subscribe button, leave a like on the video, turn on post notifications, and leave a comment down below whether you have any questions or if you have, you know, a concern regarding the issues that I've brought up. Anyways guys, keep it real. I'll see y'all in the next one.